Good morning, everyone. No, this won't age well. It's probably afternoon by the time you guys read it. Who cares? We have Nicole Schwartz here, whose information is in the description box below. You will find her fascinating, and you will want to check her out. All right.
Well,
That
thank
is
you.
an order from Mama Medhus. Today, she is going to channel, with the help of my son Eric, who's in the afterlife. Hi, Eric. I love you. Christopher
Eric's saying, "Hi,
Farley.
Mom. He loves you." Yes, and
Oh,
they're so funny. You should see what they're
oh, they're acting up together, huh?
always. So, like, because he was such a he was so comical, Chris Farley.
Oh, he
So
was awesome.
they're wearing I don't know if you've seen I don't this image just came to my head yesterday. Tommy Boy, have you seen it?
Oh my God. Yes, I have. It's
Okay,
one of my
so you know
favorites.
how he's like fat boy in a little coat?
Yes,
Like he's
fat
wearing
boy in a little coat. Yes. A fat
they're
man coat.
both
Yeah.
wearing Chris is like wearing like a tan jacket. Eric has a black jacket, but they're wearing basketball shorts. And then they have like a hat that says channeling Eric. And they're
Oh,
so
way to
funny.
represent. Way to
Yeah.
represent. Yeah, Chris, you were really one of my faves. But let's talk about a backstory first. Christopher Crosby Farley, born 1964, gosh, so much younger than me, died 1997, that long ago. Wow. Was an American actor and comedian best known for his energetic physical comedy. A member of Chicago's Second City, he rose to fame on Saturday Night Live from 1990 to 1995 before starring in films like Tommy Boy, Black Sheep, Beverly Hills Ninja, You Better Not Bark. Inspired by John Belushi, Farley became a beloved figure for his larger-than-life humor, but he also struggled with addiction throughout his career, and he died of a drug overdose at the young age of 33. Gosh.
And I think
So,
that's why he wanted me to channel him because I just turned 33. So he's like, oh, perfect
oh,
age.
happy birthday. So what?
And so did, yeah, and he's telling me so did John Belushi. He died at
Really?
33.
There's the 21
Interesting.
or 29 club or 21 club. I can't remember.
27 Club.
27 club. Oh, I was way off. And then there's the 33 club, I guess.
That's interesting.
So why did you start using drugs, Tommy boy?
So he, what's funny, so before that, I always say, Alexa, play Zen Radio from Pandora. So it messed up and it was like, okay, resuming Pandora, and it was classic rock radio. And the song came on from Tommy Boy, the one that where the dad had a heart attack
Oh
in.
yeah, right. I can't remember the song,
Um,
but I know the scene.
it
Yeah.
was Double Trouble. Because
Oh,
I was like, oh, that's so weird. Like I was like, so his presence has been here heavily. Um, but he's saying back, oh, he's like, let's go way back. He goes, he was bullied a lot as a kid.
oh,
And he was always overweight. He was always the bigger, heavier set kid. He wasn't the tallest. So, weight kind of stationary
he
around
was tall horizontally.
say that again.
He was tall horizontally.
Yes, yes. He's laughing. He's like, "That's my girl. Thanks."
I mean it
Um,
all with love.
he goes, "No, I love it." But so he was always bullied, and then he would change that into, "Well, people are laughing at me. Let me like take their power back, and I'm gonna laugh with them, and I'm gonna make fun of myself." So he started doing that, and then he carried on. Plus, he was a very inspired by a lot of comedians, and he idolized John Belushi. So it was just interesting how their paths kind of crossed later.
Yeah.
But he's saying, so all of that humor and coming up, he was like the class clown. So
Yeah.
he was called the class clown, and he used his humor through that. And it wasn't until later in life that he never dealt with this childhood trauma of always being made fun of, bullied, and stuff. And so that's where the drug use started to come in. It's like he couldn't, when the laughing he's showing me is like when all said and done and the laughing's over, the camera stopped, everything stopped. It's like I had to go by myself. And
Oh,
that's where it was not a safe place to be.
yeah. I'm so sorry. So did past traumas, I think we talked about this, play a role in you seeking other ways to find happiness? So you were bullied. Were there any other traumas? As if that weren't enough.
It was really a lot of like bullying from not just overweight, but I wasn't the fastest kid in, physical education. He's saying, and he just wasn't the best. He wasn't that athletic, he's showing me. He wasn't, he goes, even football, yeah, my body and my stature would be good, but he was like, the coordination. He goes, I would just make funny faces at people and just make them laugh. And so it would just negatively affect the game in a
Oh,
sense.
I got you. Okay, that's funny. Did you see your struggles with addiction differently now? Do you see it differently now that you've crossed over?
Yes, he's
Tell me about
showing
that.
me. Oh, he was like, it's crazy because he developed that and he twisted around how he got there. It doesn't matter, but he got there and he met so many people that he is still with today, that are living. He always checks up on them, but he's showing me that all the fame and all the like all of that, he got all of that, and it just he wasn't able to sit right with his mind, if that makes sense. And it just kind of took a toll on him. And now he sees, well, this was a past life contract that was from previous ones, and I didn't, and I guess the previous one, not this past one, he didn't combat addiction either. And then this
Oh,
one still. So the next life, he will go back into it, beating addiction, having,
good.
if he's showing me he hasn't decided yet if he wants to reincarnate in this on Earth. But if he does, he would be in sobriety, be in AA, be
Yeah.
like a spokesman for that and be an advocate for that.
Just don't forget. Come back as my grandchild and I'll help you.
He goes, hey, you never know.
You never know. Go ahead.
And he was saying that, you know, it didn't matter how many times he tried to get help. He's showing me he didn't go to rehab once or twice. He's showing me like 10 plus times.
Oh,
Um, but he tried and tried and tried. And so it just ended up, you know, taking a fall later when he ended up overdosing and his life ended.
oh. If you could relive your life, what would you do differently?
He goes, honestly, he lived his life to the fullest. He was like
It was short
he,
but full.
he goes, yeah, because he lived at 0 to 100. He goes, I was like, took things to the extreme, he said. And that's why he suffered with addiction, because
Yeah.
it's like he didn't just feel good. He had to feel great and take it further. Okay, what
Oh,
else can I do? What next can I do? And that's kind of where it went with comedy and acting too. And so there were times on set where people noticed, and he's showing me the comedy show, um SNL, where he's like, people
yeah.
noticed, I needed help and I needed problems, and I took that into account. But then that's who I was, though. And so it's
Yeah.
just like my personality was just so big and
It was
heavy and bold.
big.
It's just
Yes.
I just he's showing me he couldn't let the himself, like the trauma within himself from childhood, he never was able to heal that. So he
Yeah.
said if he was able to heal that, things would be very different. Because he said on Tommy Boy, it's so funny, this movie keeps coming up. Like, it's such he said on Tommy Boy he was sober. Um, he actually was sober on that. So you can see how much energy and stuff he brought to, you know, his fan base and everything, and still beloved movie now. And it was in the night. I mean, how I was what, like 5 years old, not even. It's just crazy how his
It
legacy really does live on
it
through
does. It does.
his work.
And you got pretty deep at the very end of in parts of Tommy Boy, and I think that's probably because you were sober. So this question, do you think the funny fat guy stereotype held you back from showing more depth in your art, or maybe the drugs? I'm not sure. But you were deep in some parts of Tommy Boy.
I was very deep. I was a writer. So I was able to do that and I learned how to write with him, and journal a lot. That's what they taught me in rehab. He's showing me like that's how he goes, I would always go out. And then he goes, I needed to learn how to go within.
Yeah.
But I was always trying to seek out from different sources, different things. But
The drugs.
he goes, I never was able to combat that hump, he says. He goes, it was a roller coaster.
Yeah.
And he goes, and I almost made it. I thought I made it. And I was like, no, no, I'm good. I'm good. And it just would spiral
Slide
back.
backwards. Slide backwards. Oh. Did being the wild one make you feel more loved, or did it make you feel more misunderstood?
I mean, people loved me, but then people did not like me. So he goes, it's a little bit of both. I mean, I had a huge personality and it was shows, and I made such amazing friends at the time. And to this day, I feel like they're the ones who understood me, they tried to help, like with my family as well. They tried to seek help, but I needed to help myself, and I was
Yeah.
not at a place where I could.
No, you were not. So people said you went to rehab. You talked about that for your drug use. Can you share any experience that might help those right now who are struggling the same way you did?
Keep trying. He says,
Don't give up.
keep trying, don't give up. Don't think you can combat it and come out where, okay, yeah, I can try it again and I won't be addicted.
Yeah.
No, just keep if you think you have a problem and you have a problem and being sober is right for you, be sober. Because going back into that hole, he goes, I just was not at a great place. And he goes, and it wasn't just the drugs that made me pass. He goes, I was overweight. I had
Yeah.
coronary issues. He's showing
Oh,
me he had blockages in his heart. He had blocked arteries. He didn't take good care of himself, he's saying.
yeah.
He says maybe if he would have, and he says a lot of it was emotional pain. So a lot of the weight gain and all that. So it's just you not dealing with that.
Eating your feelings, basically.
And so it just came out, and then the drugs
Yeah.
just calmed it down. So it was just a complete cycle. But he says just don't give up and don't fall back into the same patterns like I did.
Yeah. Okay. Did you have a natural comedic streak or did you develop it over time? I bet you it came naturally to you, huh?
Natural. He goes, I would always joke around with he's showing me siblings, um, horsing around with like his brothers, and they would make jokes with each other. But then he loved the Three Stooges. He's showing me
Oh yeah, did you
because,
meet them? That's a question. Yeah.
oh, hold on. Um, yes, he's saying yes, they were actually there when he passed over, um, along with John Candy,
Oh yeah.
and weird, but random Princess Diana.
Oh,
Interesting.
maybe she was a fan.
Yeah, he goes, yeah, she was a fan. He said she liked my laughter in a way where I was just a ball of fire and nothing could stop me.
Yeah. Okay.
But he's saying that they would always horse around as kids, with the Three Stooges, watched the Three Stooges a lot and then loved um, John Belushi. And then soon later realized he was kind of mimicking the way of like John's,
Style.
mm, yeah, in a way where they were, I believe he's showing me he had some, I guess, emotional trauma that happened to him, and that's where his comedy. tweaked as well, and so drug use, but I believe they, yeah, he's saying, man, the drugs, he goes, I guess if the hard stuff wasn't around, maybe we'd still be around, but he
Yeah.
goes, the addiction still would have been there. I would
Yeah.
have found something else.
Okay.
But he goes, yeah, he was always funny. And then he met his friends, and his friends were comedians. He's showing me his best friends kind of, I don't know, they would all get around in kind of like a fire pit kind of way,
Yeah.
and like kind of just make jokes. He's like Adam Sandler's like was one of his best friends.
Oh.
David Spade,
Yeah.
um,
So did SNL feel like a home
Chris
for you?
Rock.
Or
Yeah, he's saying it was,
or a
but then
pressure
again,
cooker? Or a pressure cooker? Because like, you probably had this pressure to be the next John Belushi.
that's what he was saying. He goes, yes, it was though. It was like both. He goes, I love because of the people that I got to meet, but then other people that were older and knew John and worked with him as well and saw me said I was like, his mimic, his second,
Yeah.
like his kid or whatever. And he goes, honestly, he was my idol. It was an honor, but it was kind of big shoes to fill too. And I didn't want what happened to him to happen to me, but
Yeah.
it did. I mean, it's like what I feared most happened.
Oh. How do you
But I
see
think it was to show everybody that, not dealing with your pain, not dealing with your trauma and leading to drugs, and not continuing to seek help when you need it the most, even if you've tried 20 plus times, keep going.
keep trying? Yeah. How do you see the comedy world today compared to the 90s?
Different. He's showing me like his eyes. He just goes, and he has like big eyes, so he just goes, it's
Yeah.
very interesting. He goes, everybody has their own styles. He goes, I love the old comedians. He's showing me some redheaded guy. He goes, I can't the name. He's just showing me some. I can see the picture, but the names, I can
Okay.
see the image. And he's saying, he goes, he's hysterical, but people don't find him funny just because of his commentary. And a lot of things
Oh,
back then
political
would,
correctness? Is that what we're talking about right now? That it's hard to
yes,
be a comedian because people are
yes,
so
and
thin-skinned. They're so sensitive.
yes, and how everybody is like in this world. I don't know. He shows me The Office too. He loves like, he thinks Steve Carell's funny too. But
Oh,
The Office now, even though it was like maybe 15 years ago, he goes, you wouldn't be able to get away with what they did then either.
yeah,
So it's like it's progressively changing years after years after years. And it's going to come a way where people are just going to maybe have their own broadcast form to do their comedy because it's too
too raw, too controlled.
controlled
Yeah.
by the media and what you need to say. Oh, you can't say this, you can't do this. Oh, you can't step on this person's toes, you can't do
Oh
this. But
God. Can you imagine? What's the guy that made Rickles or whatever? Don Rickles. Oh my God. He made fun of everyone. He wouldn't have lasted long. Do you miss making people laugh, Chris?
he goes, I still do. He goes, that's what's funny with
Yeah, you live on.
he goes,
Reruns.
why he's like, me and Eric are similar that way. He goes, we play jokes on people.
Oh, nice. So why do you think people are more sensitive to comedy today than in earlier years?
They're taking it to heart. He's showing me like this. He's like
Like, get over
they're taking,
yourself already.
it's
Lighten
like
up.
people are taking it too personal when it's not about them.
Yes.
Everybody thinks everything's about them, but it's not. And it's generalized. And he's like, people take it so personal. It's not like they're saying, hey, you, Joe Dean, this is for you,
Yeah, I
like
know.
it's not like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you
Unless
ever,
it's a roast, he says. Unless it's a roast.
unless it's a roast, that's right. Um, have you ever had a girlfriend that got married?
Before, like he's saying, he's showing. Wait, when I was alive?
Yes, when you were alive.
He said he had a girlfriend. He never got married.
Okay.
That he's showing me. He goes, no ring. He
Okay.
says one of the things he wishes he could have seen for him as, a father, but he was like, I'm a big kid. Like I was at no place to be somebody's dad or be someone's husband
Okay.
or be somebody's boyfriend. He goes, but he did like women and he he's like he loves seeing how his friends have kids now and seeing them as fathers
Oh,
and
that's
his
good.
family as well.
So what advice would you give to young comedians struggling to balance humor with mental health and political correctness, I'll add?
He's showing me, he's like, make sure you get your mind straight first. He goes, a
Yeah.
lot of people, they can dive down into a deep, dark path if they don't have their mind completely balanced. He goes, once you have that, he goes, and then just, he goes, it's hard, but he goes, I really don't know where I would be in comedy today because it's where all the red tape is.
Yeah. How would you like your comedy to be remembered by future generations? I think the physical comedy is the best part of your act.
He goes, how people see me, like a big ball of energy, big ball of fire. He goes,
Yeah.
I still want people to see me like that. That's who I was.
Yeah. Your physical comedy was similar to the Three Stooges. They had an intense physical comedy. It was awesome. Like Dick Van Dyke, also physical comedy. I love physical comedy.
He's laughing. He goes, him and Eric are like, duh, it's the
It
best. He
is.
goes, it's just, because there's nothing like it.
Okay. Do you have a soulmate?
Um, he does. He has many soulmates. He's showing me some woman. I think she's passed as well.
Amy Winehouse? Because y'all had
No,
similar. Okay.
no. It's funny. He goes, no. He goes, she. He goes, we're very different. He goes,
Yeah.
I try to see the light even though I got sucked into the darkness. And
Yeah.
she is a light being, but she writes about the darkness. So it's kind of,
Right.
even though they opposites attract, he showed me some lady named Christy.
Okay.
I don't know why that name came, but
That's fine. Maybe you guys could put in the comment. Is she a comedian? Is
I
she
don't know.
young?
She
Is she
could be an
young?
actress.
Okay. Well,
She
maybe
could
y'all
be a
can guess in the
comedian actress.
comments. Yeah. So, all right. But that wasn't your girlfriend.
No,
I'm getting it. So, this is an interesting question. I love it. What's one thing you wish people understood about the relationship between pain and laughter?
he goes, this is heavy. He goes, I
Yeah, it
like
is
these.
heavy.
He goes, these are good questions, though.
Very good questions.
He goes, pain is deep rooted. It has a lot of underlayers. And then it's like, and if you, when you have a lot of trauma, especially as a child, it tends to stick with you at a certain age. Some people are able to forget at, from certain age to certain age, but then from then on, it kind of sticks with you. And he's like, and if you don't deal with it head on, maybe you don't know what life's going to be, but after, in your 20s, he's saying if you don't deal with it in your 20s, then things start piling up.
Mhm.
And he's showing me it's like you need to relax and experience life, like, and have fun. And like, he's like, laugh more, even if you're in so much pain. He goes, those are
Mhm.
intertwined. It goes, but why? He goes, the pain teaches you something. And then laughter is kind of a positive byproduct of things
It's
that are
comic
going
relief.
great. It is, it
Gives
is.
you some
Exactly.
relief from your pain. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he goes, it's like I had to go from, 0 to 100 to the extreme because I didn't deal with my pain and I suffered from that later.
Yeah.
But laughter, I mean, it saved me too.
Yeah. What was your favorite thing to eat? Favorite meal when you were alive?
Ah, um, you're showing me mashed potatoes
That's very
and
me.
meatloaf
Hmm.
and like Thanksgiving meal though, but like with
Okay.
meatloaf.
Oh, okay. Tell me about growing up with your parents and how did your Catholic upbringing influence the way you view yourself, especially as an outsider?
I mean, my parents were a normal family with I had a couple siblings and we were raised, I guess that he's showing me like up northern than the United States, but
Okay.
like in the middle somewhere.
Okay.
And he's saying that it was most, a Catholic region
Okay.
and he went to mass with them, but like at a early he goes, he tried to he's like, I always believed in something always, but didn't find myself constructed to the church. He goes, even when I was in,
Yeah.
he's showing me in church, he would make joke, like he would get thrown
Uh-oh.
out by his parents all the time. And so like they just realized they're like, okay, okay, you don't have to, you can just stay home. But it kind of created a foundation of where to start. And he knew that he showed me he always believed in angels. Um, and he knew before he passed that he was dying for a while because see he saw like his guardian angel or somebody
Oh, wow.
come to him like 2 months before, so he had a connection, he just didn't find it within the church.
Yeah, the organized part of it, religion part of it.
Right. Hmm.
Okay, was it a contract for you to die so young?
Yes, it was just because the addiction. He's showing me there was he's showing me like there was this time period and it's like if he was able to switch it and like get help and like be sober before this time period, he would have lasted longer. He wouldn't have to go
Yeah.
through that same
Yeah.
circle of past life and addiction and suffering that he's been through. But it's like he missed the window. Um,
Okay.
but it was like an agreed upon thing. It's like before he came in, he was like, okay, well, I'll give myself two options. If I want to go through it again, that's going to happen. And if I can't, if realize like this physical world is a lot and it was too much for me to stop, then I'm going to have to go through it again. But if not, and I can stop it, then that's where we're going to switch it. And my next life is going to be completely different. But
Okay.
he's been the same kind of ball of fire throughout his past lives.
Okay. So what do you miss most about being here, alive in a human body?
This is the food.
Of course. Yeah, I
And
knew you
goes,
would
the
say that.
physical food, he goes, oh my gosh. He goes, it was just, there's nothing like it.
Okay, well, what do you wish you could have experienced that you didn't while you were here?
I think he said being a father,
I knew
like
you were going to say
being a
that.
father, being an uncle, being,
Yeah.
someone that they can count on because I came to a point where nobody could count on me. He's
Oh,
saying that I was just so far gone. I had so much support. It was just nobody could help me.
yeah. That makes me sad. But do you understand how much people miss you and your comedy? And we'll
Oh
close
yeah.
part one that with a nice positive note like that.
Oh
People
yeah.
love you. People love
He,
you. I
yeah.
love you. I still love you.
Just thank you. He goes, yeah. And he's like, I left my mark and it's just incredible to see. And he goes, one of the best things that I could have done in my time was what I did and make, you know, comedy shows, movies with
Yeah.
the people that I love.
I'm gonna have to watch some SNL skits after
I know.
sometime this afternoon when I finish with work or tonight. All right. Well, thank you so much, Chris. Hang on because we're gonna have part two. You guys, please check out Nicole Schwartz in the description box below right now. But also
Right now.
hit the subscribe button. We are so close to 100,000 people. You
Yes,
might be the person.
subscribe.
You might be the person that puts us to 100,000, whatever that means. And hit the like button as well. Hit the notification
Yes,
bell too.
please.
Got to put all three of those in so you don't miss part two of the Chris Farley interview. Bye, everyone. I love you. Love you, Erik. Love you, Chris.
I love you.
Bye.